Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week.
Ladies, gentlemen, both and neither, that time of the week that we like to call Facebook for the Blind. And today, we bring some sad news. Friend of the show and faithful listener, he was here almost every week. Our friend Ken, we just found out, passed away early in May. The only thing I really know about Ken is that he came to the show a lot, and he was a good time. We laughed a lot together. Eric had more conversations with him. Here we're looking at a picture of him and his little girl. I'd say that's the other thing I know is that he fought for a really long time to be with his daughter. He loved her very, very much, and she gave his life purpose and meaning. And makes me really sad that she is not going to have more time with him. So, Ken, thanks for showing up. Thanks for the laughs. Thanks for spending time with us every week. Thanks for fighting like hell to be with your little girl. I'm sure you'll be looking after her now. All right, and with that, Eric, let's go to the news.
Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, that time of the week, we do depressing news. A trademark copyrighted aspect of Facebook for the Blind. As soon as I can get there we go. Yeah, I'm kind of thrown for a loop on this, to be honest, guys. It was a weird week, man. Sorry, into the regular portion of the show. The depressing news. A trademark copyrighted, always present part of Facebook for the Blind. Initially during COVID, because, you know, it was like time had no meaning. We all came to agree to that. It was just like time had no meaning. And, you know, we need a few like events to sort of figure out where we were in time. So without further ado, today is going to be known for a lot of smoke from Canada's wildfires, darkening skies across the northern United States. We had record ozone on the ground counts here in the Midwest and things like that. But that didn't make the national news. Now it's only when it hits New York, because apparently they're more important people than we are. The Ukraine dam was bombed by the Russians, and there's been widespread flooding. There were some mass shootings, but you know what? Those all blend. We're not even going to talk about them anymore. Florida officials could still face charges over those migrant flights, so that's kind of interesting. And Republicans are still fighting about their debt deal that McCarthy did. It's been pretty neat. I got into it with a lot of people about a lot of different things in the news this week. There were a lot of people who were angry at McCarthy, but you know, these GOPers are trying to roll back child labor laws, like several states. We've covered it in this show. And I just didn't think that was, you know, moral at all. A lot of these right-winger Nazis showed up in Centerville, Texas this week. The white supremacists, I'm trying to remember what their stupid name was. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't want them to happen anyway, but these out-of-towners.
People from Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
These white supremacists rallied in Centerville, Texas from out of town, and the Centerville population was not happy with it at all. Pictures on it went viral, and what was hilarious was that a whole lot of people were talking about how these were clearly feds, because if you look at these guys compared to the January 6thers, these guys are fit. This was the story that these guys were obviously clearly feds. And you know, there were
maybe
just
for their day job.
Anyway, it was just really funny. I tracked it down and it was absolutely hilarious. There were posts like this from John with a certified blue check mark, whatever that is. It says, this riot brought to you by the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Insurrections. I was like, yeah, that's what they're famous for. 1,000 of these guys have been indicted. And they're, most of them that I've heard about so far in the court cases, they have been, they've confessed, they've pled guilty. The other ones are still moving through the system, so they definitely, the MAGA crew is behind it, not the FBI, because the FBI doesn't send their people to prison often at all. Anyway, it was just funny. And the people didn't really seem to know what was going on. So lots of stuff about how, these guys were clearly feds and false flags, and it was plants because they were fit. And then I saw this, at least change the uniform. We got the khaki cargo pants and the blue shirts, and then it's just like, yeah, masks, Fed giveaway, and it's like Pride. They've got these very fit cartoon men in t-shirts. And yes, that's it. Pride is, the feds. It's the FBI.
Look, here's the thing, Eric. I feel weird about this because the feds have infiltrated
this is true
left-wing activists.
Yes,
especially environmentalist activism, like in the 90s. That was like their whole fucking shtick.
Oh yeah, COINTELPRO, totally.
But they don't infiltrate like right-wing militias. They join them and they do that shit on their free time. That's what the FBI does.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I see exactly what you're saying there. There was also a plane crash in the news. Was kind of crazy. They scrambled a couple, I think, F-16s because a guy and his two passengers passed out due to anoxia, passed out over his steering wheel. Anyway, they scrambled from Joint Base Andrews, where Biden was playing golf, and crashed into
great golf course.
Is it?
I played that course. Great golf course, yeah.
Well, he flew over it, and then he crashed into a mountain. So there's that. Let's see. I already mentioned that air quality sucked here in Illinois this week. That was weird, and I couldn't believe it, man. We never get that kind of crap. The moon turned pink, or salmon, as I like to say. I got into it with some some right wingers about how bad things were. People were always like, oh, back in the good old days, make America great again. And I was just like, I don't think you know anything about what's going on. Like, so I started looking into like morality, and check it out. Did you guys know that abortions are at an all-time low, like lower than Roe v. Wade was passed? So I'm kind of like, you guys won, right? And then I heard a bunch of stuff. I don't know. There's always this conflation of Christians, and there's this weird fear of black crime and stuff. And I was just like, but that if you look up attendance at religious services by race or ethnicity, 47% of blacks go to church at least once a week. That beats out every other ethnicity entirely. So if going to church is what you want them to do, and you want more Jesus in there, much more do you need to win? I don't understand. Anyway, it just seems like a garbage argument, because I was just like, no, that feels to me like great numbers. Did you know divorce is like way freaking down? I don't know if you knew that, but this red line here at the bottom, divorce is way freaking down. And that's pretty freaking cool. Of course, unfortunately, marriage is way freaking down, like to the lowest level. I think actually, yeah, the lowest level ever recorded, maybe. So that's kind of
it's like how abortion is down because we have fewer unplanned pregnancies, like our unwanted pregnancies, and divorce is down because we have fewer unwanted marriages.
So that was enough. I just kept saying, I don't know, like morally, I don't know that there was some great time in the past when everything was going great. Gun deaths are at an all-time high. They're concentrated in certain places, and you could characterize those certain places as the Bible Belt, where probably those whites are going to church a lot. But I don't know, maybe they go to the church of the gun or something. I'm not sure. But they were saying, oh, this environmentalist Biden, he's like cutting oil production. I'm like, no, we're doing more oil than we've ever done in the history of the freaking world. We're setting new records here. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't make them happy. And it pisses me off because the planet's on fire. And this is the last thing we need to be doing. And then they keep talking to me about the border. And it's like, okay, well, here are the U.S. Border Patrol apprehensions, 1947 to 2021. You'll notice how, like, for a long time it was really, really low, and then it was really high from the 70s to about the early 2000s. Then everything kind of mellowed out. I didn't hear any concern in here. I didn't hear any concern in the 70s or the 80s, or when Reagan gave them all amnesty. This big surge here when Reagan gave them all amnesty. But now what they do, and I found Ron Johnson from Wisconsin, he published this one, and this chart starts right about here in the early 2000s, which really overemphasizes it. Really makes it look, look at that, it's all bright colored and stuff. Yeah, if you look, you select the data. Anyway, it's just freaking nuts. I just thought the whole thing was strange. Yeah, what did I say? Republicans were angry about a bunch of crap. That's not news. Oh, here's a fun one. The Utah district banned the Bible in elementary and middle schools due to vulgarity and violence. So the book bans are hitting, I guess. I don't know.
Not for kids. Not for kids, Eric.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. That's the weird part. I agree. Freaks me out. Oh, yeah. Here's another one. Smoking, all-time low. You know what I mean? Better times, better morality. Smoking used to be 41% of the population, as high as 45%.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I know, right? Back in the day, it's totally cool. The teen birth rate, teen birth rate's super down. Again, like, used to be, remember we used to hear about teen pregnancies all the time? New lows, historic lows, incredible lows.
That's actually because I'm no longer a teen.
There you go. Okay. Sure. And actually, if you chart out violence overall, if you look at a big long trend, if you dig up like bones and stuff, and you look at like people in London and crap, but then you look at like where we're at now, the homicide rate is actually about as low as it's ever been in the history of mankind. The weird thing is that all these good things are happening, but nobody sees that at all. It's really crazy. The other big news story that came up was Title 42 ended, and they predicted a big border surge, and it didn't happen. So, and there were a whole bunch of people trying to explain that. The Texas Paxton, the AG of Texas, he is currently being impeached. The Texas governor has named an interim attorney general because Paxton is being impeached and therefore cannot be, the AG. And he said basically that they intentionally prevented sending mail-in ballots, 2.5 million mail-in ballots to the most Democratic counties in Texas to prevent Trump from losing in Texas. He said the quiet part out loud. So he's being impeached, and that's kind of fun. Seems like maybe there'll possibly be some accountability. Lastly, in proof that Republicans and Democrats suck, 5 non-Republicans voted to revoke the student debt cancellation relief plan that Biden put forth. So the Senate passed the bill, but a 2/3 majority is required to override a presidential veto, and Biden's not going to let a bill go through that cancels his own debt plan. So he's going to veto it. So it's not going to pass. But two moderates, my ass, Democrats, Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia and John Tester of Montana. He's the one with the flat top, the only buzz cut flat top in the entire Congress, John Tester. They sided with the Republicans on the bill, as well as Arizona Senator Kristen Sinema, who's, also a traitor. I mean, independent. And we also had Democrats Michael Bennet of Colorado and Mark Warner of Virginia not casting votes, and they've been vocal critics of the plan. So this was a message bill that's going to get voted down. It's going to be vetoed by Biden. And the message that all the Republicans and these 5 non-Republicans want you to know is that if you're one of the 45 million Americans with debt, you should have crippling debt. And they just want you to know that, remember it. So there you go. And super hyper local news. I had other duties as assigned today, and I got to drive the bus, and it was a short bus. And so I played Filter and several cuts from Short Bus tonight. And this one also got more 53 reactions and 29 comments. And I said, well, if there's the moral of this story, it's be more, if you want more social engagements, be like Chelsea, because Chelsea drives a bus. So, oh man, where's my piece? I gotta find my damn it, I had it all queued up. All right, so at the end of every news, we're really doing a smooth one tonight. Totally. Every Facebook for the Blind newscast concludes with a nice animal story. And tonight, last week we had orcas destroying a ship, and tonight we have a bird invasion. That's right, crows. Oh wait, no.
Hundreds of birds swarm a house. Then they do something amazing. They fly right into the chimney. It's an invasion.
I saw this bird and he was just acting all crazy. So I wanted to be crazy too. So I threw rocks at him. I got my friends to come over and my
So here's the upshot, ladies and gentlemen. Crows hold grudges and know how to train their friends like orcas. Not only did they fly down the chimney you see here in this video, they occupied her house. They inhabit the entire living room. She's now building another house on the land nearby because her house, and you see through the windows here, it is wall to wall birds. She pissed one of them off and they took her house. They staged the city. They organized, they trained, and they staged the city. Okay? You see what the birds are doing, America? And that is your heartwarming animal story for the conclusion of Facebook for the Blind news for June 6th, 2023 from Facebook for the Blind. And this is where I hand it off to my beautiful co-hosts, Quiet Michael Labune and Andrew Td for a 9-3 from 1.
Round one.
Names.
All right, kicking off my big long round when it's Dan Sheenan. Nope, Dan Sheehan, who says baby boomers did that thing where you leave a single square of toilet paper on the roll and pretend it's not your turn to change it, but with a whole society.
Amen. Is this the amen part?
The Onion is reporting that a Christian couple ends their fight with passionate makeup abstinence. It's a picture of a couple sitting on a couch with a lot of space in between them. Shithead Steve and Middle Class Fancy, they say no one, and it's blank, and then brands in June, and it's Olive Garden logo with a rainbow background, and it says, when you're here, you're gay. Margaret Killjoy at Magpie Killjoy says, y'all ever really sit down, think about the fact that the first U.S. president ripped teeth out of living people he kept in captivity and then wore them in his own mouth.
Woo!
They didn't put that in Hamilton. That is fucking true and real bad. 5, The Onion's back reporting left-wing group too disorganized for FBI agents to infiltrate.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
Middle Class Fancy is back. It's a text conversation from somebody and Dad. And it says, and Dad says, hey, I took that aspirin you left on the counter, had a headache and needed to organize my tools. And then you see a very organized garage. And the kid responds, Dad, that wasn't aspirin, that was Adderall. And the dad says, did the trick. I got about 3 more. History for the Witty 2.0 says, well, there goes Mike. And you see a sign, it says Autopsy Club meeting Saturday, open mic tonight. Oh, I'm sorry, open mic night. And they spelled open mic as M-I-K-E instead of M-I-C. Anyway.
Poor Mike.
History for the Witty's back. It says, ask your ancestors, seek their wisdom, let them guide you. And then it says, my ancestors. And there's a picture of like a nursery or a plant sale. And this group of plants, there's a sign over this group of plants that says, bog dwellers and heavy drinkers. That's my ancestor.
So wait, are you saying we're related?
Unfortunately, we're all related. Steve Ryan at Steve Ryan Comedy says, held up the grocery line because the card reader couldn't read my Apple Watch. Elderly man behind me exhales and says, let's move this along, future boy. And my last meme for this round comes back from History for the Witty 2.0. And it's a picture of a Chevy Impala. And the license plate says Vlad the. So the
Vlad the Impala
label, yeah, because the label around the license plate has the Impala like in their font. So it says Vlad the Impala. That man is a genius. And that's it for round one. Kicking it over to you, TD.
Hi, everybody. Once again, we find ourselves in the presence of TD's world famous, often imitated, never duplicated, short round one. The wholesome round, as it also is known here on Facebook for the blind.
for
I
some
don't think so.
unknown
so.
reason.
For some unknown
true?
reason. That's from
When did
last
that
week,
start?
buddy. Yes, this is how we're starting it. Okay. Friend of the show, Christopher Pugh. It says, aren't time zones amazing? In Australia, it's tomorrow. In Europe, it's tonight. And in the US, it's 1942, where minorities, women, and LGBT are still under assault by old white men.
Oof.
This was written almost 5 years ago, and it's still fucking true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Ugh.
All right, moving on. Very Tall Bart at Tall Bart says, completely misunderstood Pride Month. Who wants to buy 15 lions?
Womp womp.
Because, a group of lions is called a pride. Stay with me, folks. All right, moving on.
Oh,
Midwest versus everybody. Post a picture of your typical Midwestern downtown.
yep.
And it says, there's no point explaining this, but Ohio, Iowa, and Indiana are in the same place. And that place is Illinois.
Dude,
I
there
mean,
was
yeah,
such-
that whole chain my friend used to refer to as bake my bread district.
bro, the fight that broke out on the post. I saw this one. Not true, man. I'm like, I'm here, and I'm like, I'll allow it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'm mad that it's accurate.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Cookies from the Dark Side 2. Cookies from the Dark Side 2 says, I don't even care about my foot hanging off the bed anymore. Come get me, demons. Bring me home. Because you know that old superstition, if your foot dangles off the bed, demons will grab it.
Yeah.
I do know that.
Yeah.
Bring me home, fucker. All right, moving on. Friend of the show, Jason Crowley, repost from Brett Melton. And it's a picture of a girl laying on her stomach, kind of doing like this cute Instagram thought pose shit that girls like to do. And she barefooted. And it says, whisper something dirty in my ear. And this dude, Marcus, comments, your feet. Because if you look at her
No
feet,
shit.
they are the same
filthy.
color as her very dark hair.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah. How's that for you foot fetish sons of bitches? Look at them dirty tootsies. All right, moving on.
Don't pretend to know what they like. But here's the thing. These feet are
You
too
know
dirty.
that there's somebody out there looking at this right now going, that's the stuff.
This is not our target audience, but hey.
But hey, if they're sending us money, whatever.
Right. All right.
I'm just saying, don't like overly describe the feet for that guy. Whoever
Okay,
he is
fair enough,
listening
fair
to
enough.
Spotify.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Mea
am.
culpa. Mea culpa.
I think I'm gonna get a referee whistle here and just like do one of those. All right, moving on.
Only if you get a referee shirt and the little yellow flaggy thing.
Okay.
Friend of the show, Renee Ratter.
Hey,
she
Raider.
reposts from-
Hey, Renee.
Yeah, she'll repost from. I'll bet that you'll
Renator.
leave with a smile. Says my vacation this year, and it's a picture of a beach with some lovely sand and water, and you can even see the person's knees in the foreground of the picture. Lovely picture. But as you zoom out, you realize that picture that you're seeing is on an iPad, and the knees are actually a couple of hot dogs on a plate. My vacation this year.
That's awesome.
Dude, listen, so much fucking better than being out there on that hot fucking beach. Fuck
Yeah.
that shit. I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go to a beach, but I mean, I still want to go on vacation.
I'm thrilled that like looking at these hot dogs on this plate. I mean, I got this erotica at home.
Yeah, this is in the grasp of any normal person.
Good. We had a 10-minute power outage the other day. This would have really come in handy.
There you go. All right. Next up, got a couple more here. Friend of the show, Kathy Dust. She posted this picture of a door, and it's got a sign on it. And it's like, you have to ask yourself, what the hell went on here? Because the sign on the door says no alcohol, no profanity, no smoking, no nudity, and no penguins. I wanted to be there that night. I wanted to be part of that party. That's what I'm saying. Nudity and penguins. Come on now.
I'm sitting here thinking I could make that sign and put that on my front door because that's a great sign.
I would love to have one of those on my door as well.
No, it's you just don't want people bringing them to a party because then they forget them. That's a big hassle.
Yeah, good point. Then you gotta like be penguin daddy. No.
Oh, you ever clean up penguin poop? Screw that.
I just clean up duck poop. That's bad enough.
Ugh.
All right, moving on.
Foul.
This is the last one I got for my short round one here. Friend of the show, Kristen Unakis, reposed from Disney After Dark. And it's a picture of the new flounder from the Little Mermaid movie and the original flounder from the Little Mermaid cartoon. It says people arguing about what race mer people can be. And I'm out here wondering why live action flounder like he's about to steal my catalytic converter. Because if you look at like the original OG flounder, he's pudgy, he's happy, he's smiling. And you
Dude,
look
he's
at
got
his
a
new
face like
son,
Tweety
bitch.
Bird. He has a face
Yeah.
like Tweety Bird.
Yeah, kind of a face like Tweety Bird did with the cartoon. You look at this new dude, and he looks like that same fish after he tried meth. Not even once, folks.
Definitely.
Like
yeah.
Skinny, emancipated.
No, emaciated. Emancipated would mean free.
Emaciated.
Yeah, that's the word I meant.
I think officially we need to go on record that FB4tB is against fish fat shaming.
He was
Sorry.
better fat.
He needs
He
a
was
sandwich.
better
The
fat.
fucker needs a sandwich. And he needs to lay off the meth. And he's just creepy looking. And that's all I got to say about that. That's been my world famous, often imitated short round one. Sizemore, you go, buddy.
Sounds like a plan. I like that idea entirely. All right, wait, dang it. I always get rid of my controls. And then I want to stop.
I'm just reading your messages here. Okay.
What do we got? Anything we need to do?
No, no,
Anything we need to do?
no, no. I meant your messages on Facebook Messenger. There we go. Good. I wasn't reading.
Okay. All right. So this is a picture of Jeff Goldblum and the fly inside the transporter device. You guys, did you ever see The Fly? Was that classic? Is that a thing that people?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fly.
And it's captioned "Pretty fly for a white guy," which is a tremendous Offspring song that I played in the opening credits.
Mm-hmm.
Front of the show, Sarah Rads at Sarah Rads _ says, I want AI to anticipate what groceries I'm going to run low on. Search every flyer and website in my city to find the best price and compile me a weekly list based on the best deals per fewest stops. I do not want an AI to make a picture of me if I were an astronaut.
Oh shit.
Dude. And like, yeah, Political Atheist posted that one and it resonated with 1.1 million viewers since May 26th. And friend of the show, Aaron, says 1,000 times this, and it's like, yeah. What do you? Why does science always bring us these stupid things? You know, like figure out a way to make me rich in 1 week, then do it. Just do it. That's what I'm.
It'd be illegal.
Yeah, true.
Like if it helps you, it would be illegal.
Friend of the show, David King. And if you're not following David King, ladies and gentlemen, you are missing out. He posts daily insane, irreverent stuff. And this is no disappointment. It is Disney princesses reimagined as cement mixers. And we have 6. So
This is that AI bullshit we were just talking about.
we have here a cement mixer dancing with Beauty and the Beast, dancing with Beast. We have a cement mixer with a little Asian hat in a scene from Milan. We have a cement mixer with fins, obviously directly from the Little Mermaid. I'm not going to do the rest of these. Disney princesses reimagined as cement mixers. Here we have Calvin and Hobbes, and Calvin is shrieking, where are the flying cars? Where are the moon colonies? Where are the personal robots and the zero gravity boots, huh? You call this a new decade? You call this the future? Ha! And I got to tell you what, it was everything that I had in my power to not look this up to find out if Calvin stole this from me. I've been doing this bit. I've been doing this bit for a long time. This is a rainbow bordered white text on a black background from friend of the show, Aubrey Wachtel. And she says, Happy June. If you are reading this, you are gay now. She's evergreen, and you should keep this in your folder for every June.
We don't make the rules.
Yep. And that was posted originally by @MacXIV. Matt XIV. That's pretty cool. She looks pretty cool. This one is from friend of the show, John Overholt, @John_Overholt. And it says, turns out jigsaw puzzle makers just use the same die to cut apart different puzzles so you can mix and match. And we see a half choo-choo train, half horse. Green field. It's like kind of pleasant and disturbing. Once again, friend of the show, David King making a second appearance in the show. If you are not following David King, you are missing out. And I titled this as a double dose because, you can double dose on this. There you go. This next one is captioned in old-timey Celtic font. And it looks like a D&D action scene with lots of fire and this wizard whipping a bunch of fire around. And it says, if you think pronouns are confusing, wait until you find out about fire. Lots of flames coming out. The guy's in flames being spun around. Very cool. From Intersectional, friend of the show, Intersectional. If you're not following Intersectional, you are missing out. Thanks for all the cards and letters, Intersectional. You are just a sweetheart. Also, that one immediately spawned the Schoolhouse Rock verb, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. In my head. I don't know if it did for you, but I hope so. Got 2 more here in my opening wholesome round. This one we got a picture of help me with this guy's name. Vin Diesel. See a picture.
Vin Diesel. Yeah.
Halftone friend of the show, halftone picture of Vin Diesel in the background of floor plans of a house. And this house is these floor plans are labeled family room, family room, family room, family room, family room, family room. Because it's Vin Diesel. And he's family. All right. Friend and founder of the show, George Cruikshank. And closing out Eric's wholesome round 1, we got a picture of Adam Driver here on the red carpet at some kind of Hollywood event. And as we zoom out, we see that we have shorter versions of Adam labeled Adam 9-iron, Adam Sandwedge, and Adam Putter. So,
oh my God, I hate it.
Awesome. I love it, man. That's a visual dad joke right there. Stop. And that wraps up my wholesome round 1. And back to you, Mr. Michael.
Kicking off round 2. The
irreverent round.
The irreverent round. We have John at ARF Measures. Says mechanic kicking the tires. There's something I need to tell you about your car. Me. What? Mechanic punches the door. I hate it.
Why do the memes always choose violence? Why? Always.
So here's it's like really simply like drawn on like MS Paint or something, 2-panel comic, and it says your plan, and it's just a little guy on a bicycle, stick figure guy on a bicycle, headed in a straight line toward the like checkered flag finish. It's your plan, just straight checkered flag finish, and then it says God's plan. And it's like zoomed way out, and it's just that bike, but now instead of a straight line, it's like all these peaks and valleys, and there's rocks at the bottom of one of the valleys, and then there's like a weird bridge between 2 checkpoints, and then there's a fucking water and a boat, and then storm clouds and a huge uphill climb to just another checkpoint, and there's never a checkered flag end game. And it says, saw this and can't stop thinking about how much better I am at making plans than God. This is my favorite thing ever. Look, this is a shower curtain, and the shower curtain says, Sam, the first night at bed, when you left, Ron made out with 2 girls and put his head in between a cocktail waitress's breasts. Also was grinding with multiple fat women when you left crying at clutch. Ron was holding hands and dancing with a female and took down her number. Multiple people in the house know, therefore you should know this. This is, for our listeners who don't know, this is The Note from Jersey Shore, made into a shower curtain, and I need it.
Oh wow.
Here's just some.
Sometimes I forget how much you love trash.
I fucking love trash. This is just a picture of some a Sharpie written on a door, and it says A cab includes Paw Patrol. Here we go. The Hard Times, thehardtimes.net, friend of the show, thehardtimes.net. They're reporting that a punk drummer calls to kill the rich, except for his girlfriend and her entire family.
Oh.
I will say, when I went and saw Anti-Flag and Willem Scream, there were just like so many punk rock guys with like so many preppy girls, and I was like, some things don't change. Here we have somebody who's Googled LGBT, and Google asked, "Did you mean Luigi got big titties?" There's 2 pictures of Luigi with big titties. Okay, this is a picture of a toilet seat with with gym socks that have been put over the toilet ring, and it's captioned, "I will never raw dog the toilet seat."
Whoa.
This looks so ridiculous. I got like 3 more for this round. Here's a picture of Grogu looking up and to the right and somewhat bewildered. It's kind of confusing. He's looking up and to his right. Anyway, it says, when I was young, I was poor, but after years of hard work, I am no longer young. Memes, friend of the show. Memes. If you're not following memes, get some memes.
Oh yeah.
Because no one knows why, but at some point in the 90s, every kid owned this jacket. And I'll be damned. I did own this jacket. This is the starter Charlotte Hornets jacket. I don't know a damn thing about the Charlotte Hornets. Why was I rooting for this team?
Because everybody was back in the day.
Who played on that team that we cared about?
Sean, what the fuck was his name?
Yeah, it's because of the cute logo. It's got to just be the 90s like Hornet. Anyway, this is my last meme for this round. It comes to you from Jesus Memes for Liberation, friend of the show. Jesus Memes for Liberation. Jesus says, "The last will be first in the kingdom of God." That's right. Jesus says the last will be first in the kingdom of God. And then it says Theo Bros, and they're both saying the essence of Christianity is hierarchy.
Oh God.
And then there's this picture of these just very, very joyful white people who are clapping in church, and it says, "Oh wow, so faithful! What great leaders! Finally, some biblical Christianity." That's all I've got for the ill Reverend round. Kicking it over to you, TD.
All right, it is thank you. It is time for TD's round number 2. Let's do that.
Queuing it up,
Shall we?
man.
Let's.
I'm so sorry.
What are you sorry about?
Oh, nothing. Maybe.
Okay. The Geeks, Nerds, and Dorks group, we know them. It's a waitress talking to a customer, and the customer says, "How do you prepare the chicken?" And the waitress goes, "We just tell them straight out they are gonna die." I can appreciate that.
Oh man.
All right, next up we have a another chicken related meme brought to us by memes. It just says, "Me, I'll have the chicken breast, hold the chicken." And it's captioned "The Hooters waitress," and it is a picture of Scarlett Johansson looking very gorgeous and Scarlett Johansson like, and she's holding a pad of paper and a pen, and she's looking not amused.
Very annoyed.
Very annoyed. Did I mention how good she looks in this picture? I love Scarlett Johansson. All right, moving on.
She looks very good in this picture.
Yes. Friend of the show is Solely Good Vibes. All he says, I mean, he wasn't wrong. And it's a picture of Robin Williams sitting at a table with a plate and a fish on it and a fork and a knife. And he's looking off in the distance and says, "Do you think God gets stoned? I think so. Look at the platypus."
Oh yeah.
Proof that God has the dankest weed.
That platypus, come on.
Come
Evolution
on.
didn't do that. No fucking way.
There was this British comedian. He said that since platypuses are mammals and they can lay eggs, since they produce milk and eggs, they are the only animal that can make its own custard.
Wow.
I'm walking away from a joke. Next, blow the whistle, Eric. Blow the whistle.
Foul.
All right. Foul.
Friend of the show, Stephanie Bolt. She posted this picture from Funny as FK, and it's a picture of William H. Macy from that show Shameless, looking very scraggly and scruffy. He looks like he's got a hospital gown on, and he's just looking very like, what the fuck, out something that we can't see. And this picture is labeled "My house plants watching me put water in my bong." Yep, I feel this.
Funny.
Moving on. Friend of the show, friend of the universe, friend of you and me, Jason Jester. What will we do without you? He posted a picture of like a dad with his family at a restaurant, and the kids are like hiding in shame and covering their face, and the dad's laughing his ass off. And here the joke is, we went to a zoo. All I had was one dog. It was a Shih Tzu. A Shih Tzu,
geez.
Michael.
I had to fucking read it to get it.
Do you know
Yeah,
what?
it's that one is more of a
Andrew,
reader.
Not only is that a dad joke, that's a dog dad joke.
Yeah. And I'm a dog dad.
Yeah. You're that guy.
I am that guy. I'm okay with that. Friend of the show, Flavortown. That is the Twitter account of Guy Fieri. He posted a picture of this dude sleeping in bed with a box of pizza right next to him, and it says, "Sleeping next to someone you love helps you live longer and reduce your depression. Sleeping next to a box of pizza. I'll be the happiest motherfucker because I'll wake up next to pizza."
Oh my God. If you could put a laundry basket full of fresh, warm, dried fabric softened laundry as the body and then a pizza as a head. I mean, I wouldn't even, that's better than a wife.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking sweet. I'll admit that. All right, next up. Acquaintance of the show, Todd McComas. He just finished my 12-minute morning yoga routine, or as my wife calls it, fat husband putting on socks.
Damn.
Yep, I feel that.
You
Oh,
don't
just
have-
me? I'm the only one who doesn't turn colors trying to put his fucking socks on in the morning? Fuck you with your fucking limber joints.
I'm picturing you with one of those like clampy jaw things with a trigger on one end with some kind of
I have
mark
2 of those in my house right now.
next to where you put on your socks. I know.
No, one of them's by my dog's crate. So I can get her bowl from the back of it.
Oh.
Yeah. Work smarter, not harder, goddammit. All right. New friend of the show. I told you they'd be back. Funniest Hub comments. What they do is they take the funniest comments from the comment section of videos from Pornhub. All right, what do they got this week? Too Many Fetishes says, who else wants subtitles in Pornhub so that we can do a stealth fap and still know the narrative / plot?
Wow. What's that?
You
What's
do
that
what I
rule?
did in Iraq. You make sure your DVD player has a headphone jack.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is just like a lot of needs converging all at once.
Right?
You know, I gotta tell you what though, as a librarian, I get this all the time. You have it in this format, but do you have it in this format? Oh, that's really specific. But you know what?
I want to point out there's 220 thumbs ups on this and 0 thumbs down.
Yep.
So-
Well, you know, what is it? Rule 43 for anything that you can think of, there is porn and a group of people that are really into it. You're like, I mean, like
That's
anything.
bad because I think it's some weird shit, man. All right,
Dude,
moving on.
I remember when I had to tell somebody about that one time, and he was like, lawn furniture. And I go, there is lawn furniture fucking people and lawn furniture porn. He goes, bullshit. He owed me $20 that night.
Friend of the I got 2 more here for this round. Friend of the show, Deborah M. Post a picture. Just says Nick Cage out here looking like he just got off a speedboat in Miami with 100 kilos of blow. And it's Nicolas Cage with the glasses and a shirt showing off a little bit of the hamburger meat there, and just the weirdest fucking suit jacket you've ever seen. He does look like he's
Smoking
doing the
jacket,
Pablo Escobar biopic, and only he knows he's doing it.
Wow.
What was the movie he was in where he?
He played himself.
Yeah. What was it?
What was it? Yeah, it was him and Pedro Pascal.
That was actually pretty good, if I remember
I
right.
haven't seen it. I've heard nothing but good things about it.
It was, I remember it was amusing till I fell asleep, but yeah, but it was great. Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got the end of my round 2 here, also from front of the show, Deborah M. Back to back. It's a picture of Bert and Ernie. And Ernie has a big pile of powdery substance, and Bert has a 8-ball. Billiard ball. And Bert and Ernie explain how 2 things called the same thing are different. Again, Bert has a billiard ball, the 8-ball, and Ernie has a pile of white powder. 8 balls, same but different.
Yeah. Things that
It's
sound
a
the same are
cocaine
called-
joke.
Yeah, it's cocaine joke.
And things that sound the same are called homonyms.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, some people could say the same thing about Bert and Ernie.
We're tying it all together. Tonight's theme, everything is connected.
That's all I got for round 2. Over to you, Sizemore.
All right, getting on into Act 2, the irreverent round. Who's going to make a cameo in the irreverent round? Could be anybody, because
Really good.
it's the irreverent round. It's the irreverent round. Oh, nope. We don't want that one anymore. Oh, crap.
Bert and Ernie. I did not see that coming. I want to tell you right now, when you said could be anyone, wasn't ready for Bert because we just saw him.
Friend of the show, Daniel Berrien. Hey, Berrien, thank you so much. Really, your kind words mean so much. He says, but without police, who will arrive after harm has already been committed, fill out some paperwork, and then either do nothing or ruin the lives of everyone involved?
Great question.
but without police.
Yeah.
Here we see my buddy John Mayott's grill setup, first grill of the year in his Chicago patio. We see some wrought iron, railings and stairs in the background. Got some fake green up there, pretending to be Wrigley Field. Got the street sign outside. He's got all his stuff up there. And he says, whenever I start the grill, I feel like I'm announcing to the neighborhood there's a new pope. And a lot of friends commented on that, a lot of engagement on that. And somebody said, hashtag conclave. And he says, yes, I'm no longer starting the grill. I am commencing the conclave.
It's like, I smell bratwurst. They must have picked a new pope.
I thought that was
That's awesome.
Chicago. Well done. Hey man, this is one of those memories from a year ago. Do you remember, like, just a year ago? It's like, gosh, now that we're supposed to be mad at a rainbow beer can, it's hard to believe that only 1 year ago we were supposed to be mad at Carhartts and the green M&M. Remember that? Just,
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Time flies.
A lot of people saying, I can't keep track of everything. Does anybody have a list? I use a spreadsheet. And I'm just like, it's all rage bait, ginned up daily rage bait. Anyway, still testing that phrase because I used to say like anger porn, but people got the wrong idea. You know what I mean? Or like, so yeah, rage bait is the new one. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. Email us, you know how to contact
Rage
us.
bait sort of sounds like I got mad and masturbated.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. But to be fair, everything reminds you of masturbation. So I'm going to discount that a bit.
Hey, just because Rage Bay was his nickname in the military.
I think it's so funny too. Friend of the show, Tom, he says, what's wrong with the green M&Ms? And I was like, oh, bless your heart. Can you imagine how great it is? I was like, Tucker was angry that without the go-go boots, they weren't fuckable enough. And Tom's like, oh my. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's so dumb even to say it. Anyway, so weird.
Yeah, this time last year, Tucker Carlson had a job.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. Remember, made a lot of money. Wasn't launching his show on Twitter. Oh God, that's just one of those true things that's really funny to me. Oh my God, I have little tears in the corners of my eyes. Tucker launched a show on Twitter. You know what? Our show seems really cool when you think about it in comparison. At least it's not on Twitter.
Yeah, get a fucking show on Zoom, you dork.
Yeah, dork. Friend of the show, Adam Rothman, Rothman History says, hey, if teachers could indoctrinate students, more people would use apostrophes correctly. And there was a whole bunch of grammar Nazis made a whole bunch of punchlines after that, man. And then my man Joe started talking about M dashes, and I was like, hey, say it to my face, Joe. Friend of the show, Kate Swaff, posts this banner that says, God, the original they, them.
Oh.
Yes.
That's tight. That's pretty tight. That's pretty tight right there. Friend of the show, Jamie Mattis McDaniels, always likes to pass along ruined books. And she has passed on Jesus in My Golf Cart. And we got a picture of a golf cart, 2 guys in it, including Jesus. Like, Jesus is my co-pilot, except Jesus is in my golf cart. And she's just like, all right, well, what's he doing here?
This is fucking white hell. What is this? I don't understand.
I know, right?
Now, Labune, how do you know the person that wrote this was Caucasian? I mean, seriously.
It's
The golf cart.
I know, it's as if to you it's all black and white, and that really stands out.
This is country club Jesus is like almost my least favorite Jesus.
Almost.
Dude, wait, you don't model your life on that Jesus? Look at his shorts. Look at Jesus' shorts. Drone shorts.
I'm pro stoner Jesus.
I don't wear shorts because they look weird with shit kickers. That's
Well, man, that works for me. So anyway, Jamie asked the question, okay, but what's he doing here? And I'm like, oh, come on, haven't you read Footprints on the Greens?
Oh,
Moving on. Friend of the show, Jimmy Carr. Jimmy, you are such a sweetheart. The jams and jellies that you've sent us are so tasty, honestly.
I really like the apricot.
Jimmy Carr said in an interview, I've been canceled a few times now, and I'm a cancellation therapist in my spare time. This is one of the most irreverent comedians out there. I don't know if you all are aware of British comedian Jimmy Carr, but he was on what's Stephen Fry's show here with the questions and the people being smart and stuff.
What
Q.
is that?
Oh, it's some fucking Euro trash. Who
Yeah,
knows?
it's like IQ or something. Anyway, Stephen Fry is saying, what would you get if you used an ejector seat? And to escape from this helicopter, and we see, I don't know, an Apache or something. I don't know. And Jimmy Carr says, what would you get if you used the ejector seat? A very short headache.
Dude, I
Is
saw a
that-
Norm Macdonald joke today. He said JetBlue is the #1 airline for Americans. He's like, Americans are most satisfied with JetBlue, the airline JetBlue. The airline they're least satisfied with, 9/11 Airlines. And then and he doesn't laugh. He of course doesn't laugh, and he goes, "What a terrible name for an airline. It reminds me of that tragedy."
Norm.
Oh, God. All right, moving on. Jimmy Carr again from Netflix is a joke. Two Panel says, they say that laughter is the best medicine. So maybe, just maybe, if we all keep laughing at people in wheelchairs. He says, let me take a moment to reassure you that during that last joke, no one in a wheelchair has ever walked out.
Oh, come on. This fucking guy.
It's round two. It's the irreverent round. Anyone can make an appearance, anything, because it's the irreverent round. It says, I saw a documentary recently, which was all about faith. In it, someone went, well, of course, Scientology is a made-up religion. And I said, I thought as opposed to... Oh, man. This one's from friend of the show, Ashley. Remember Ashley? Look at her.
Hey, Ashley.
Doing great. We got a picture of sort of a blonde kid and what do you call it, like an Izod, you know, blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid in an Izod and some khaki cargo shorts. And then on the other side, we got a picture of Michael Abune as a kid, but with like some expensive pants from the mall.
I actually had these pants. I had these exact fucking pants in high school.
Okay,
No
all
bullshit.
right,
Not a
They were
shocker.
half of a zoot. They're half of a zoot suit.
All right, so we got the red plaid pants from Hot Topic at the mall, the leather jacket, the red mohawk, and it's captioned how shows portrayed bullies growing up versus bullies in real life.
Yeah. Holy shit.
No fuck.
Yeah, they don't look like Michael at all.
No, the kid on the left is a sweetheart. I promise
I
you.
would say, yeah,
He's
I
a
hung
kid.
out with the kids on the left. I got picked on by the fuckers on the right.
I
You know,
would not let the guy on the right make me a drink.
Yeah, the guy on the
No.
right, the guy
You're
on the
gonna wake
right,
up with your butthole sore in the morning.
guy on the right, I would make a joke to, the blonde-haired kid, I would make a joke to, and he would want to fight me. Even if
Yeah,
it was just
right.
the dumbest joke in the world. The kid on the left would just agree with me and kind of chuckle, but like sympathy chuckle, like he didn't really think
Yeah.
Yeah, but he would care about your feelings though. You know?
Yeah, yeah, and I was like, wow, that's really something. Anyway, that is different. Friend of the show and founder of Facebook, co-founder of Facebook for the Blind, George H. Cruikshank, who I would like to repeat is getting married in less than 24 hours, ladies and gentlemen. He is marrying delightful friend of the show and also fellow founder Chelsea Renner. And they're probably, I realized today, going to go off and have little Georges or Jilsies or anyway, little Georgelings. There's going to be little Georgelings in the future, which I think is
Little baby Crookshanks.
yeah, little Crookshanks, little Crook. I don't know. I'll figure something out. Anyway, he posted this little tri panel, I guess, tri thing And it's some advice. We have a woman doing her hands, shrugging, and she says, never ask a woman her age. And then it says, a man, his salary. And it says, these companies, and then we've got IBM, Bear, Hugo Boss, and BMW. These companies, what they were doing in 1933 to 1945. I don't know if you heard about the Holocaust, which Holocaust making an appearance in Act 2, Facebook for the Blind. A little late for the Holocaust, normally a running segment. But the reason we know it was 6 million Jews that were killed is because of IBM, because they had little computers back then and punch cards and stuff. And Bear did some fun stuff. Zyklon B, they were part of IG Farb and Zyklon B. That was one they were known for.
You telling me that Fortune 500 companies are evil?
No.
Had to look up BMW, and I was like, oh, BMW did a whole bunch of stuff, but most of it was BMW admitting regret over using Nazi slave labor during World War II in its plants. So it's just like, yeah, good advice there, George. These companies, don't ask what they were doing 1933 to 1945, because like, I don't know, Hugo Boss, I don't know, Nazi uniform.
I want to point out all of the logos next to this have rainbow colors, right? Because now they're all
tis the season.
Pro Pride.
Tis the season. Yeah. Anyway, and lastly, friend of the show, George Cruikshank, soon to be married, and it occurs to me that he and Chelsea are going to have a bunch of little Georgelings. George shared a memory about 2 hours ago from 4 years ago. Wow, it's too many things. And it just says, Mom, can we have, and it's the Applebee's logo, Applebee's Grill and Bar. Mom, can we have Applebee's? No, there's Applebee's at home. The Applebee's at home, and it's the fake logo, Apples, neighborhood grib and bit. Everything is spelled. Applebee's.
Neighbor grib and bit.
And that has been my irreverent round 2. Tossed it back to you, Mr. Michael Sir.
All right, it's the penultimate round 3.
To you, Mr. Michael Sir.
All right, it's the penultimate round 3. Starting with Glow Fuck Yourself. Friend of the show, Glow Fuck Yourself. It says, trying to get one wet wipe from the bag. And then it says the wet wipe. This is a picture of a very, very muscular Joe Rogan and a very, very muscular Elon Musk naked and tangled up together in a jacuzzi.
That looks like ice. A jacuzzi with buckets of ice on their nads.
That looks disturbing on so many levels.
So
anyway,
so many levels. And the red flush in their chest and cheeks tells us something.
This just says, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, brother. And you see this guy standing there dressed like a biker in his cut, and it's across the back where it would normally have the name of his club. It says library, and there's a skeleton reading a book.
Hell yeah. Born to read.
Salad Dazed, friend of the show, Salad Dazed. Love the documentary. Has a picture of a bumper sticker here, and it's a picture of Jesus and a cross, and it says, Jesus would let me merge. Salad Dazed is back this time with what were these guys called? Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh yeah.
The original Bo and Luke Dukes of Hazzard. And it just says General. They're in the car, and it just said, or like kind of standing up, leaning over the hood, and over the roof of the car, it just says General instead of saying General Lee. It just says General, and instead of the racist
Stars
rebel flag, yeah, it's a pride flag. And Salad Days commented on this and said, seriously, they should do this. So much fucking better.
Brokeback Hazard County.
Trash Can Paul, friend of the show, Trash Can Paul. We love you, Trash Can. Keep your chin up. It's a picture of somebody holding pocket ace king suited. And he says, my hands look like this. And it says, so hers can look like this. And it's a picture of a woman signing a divorce application. Trash Can's back.
Hey.
And There's a picture of a Monster can and a can of like Monster energy drink and a vape, and it says "Reject modernity, embrace tradition." And it's a picture of Marlboro Reds and a styrofoam cup of black coffee. Woo!
I'm all about
really,
moderate excess and everything.
I really resonate with this meme, man. Like Eric, if you had to pick one between these two, like where are you at on this in this picture?
Oh, are you kidding me? You know how I knew I was sick yesterday? I didn't drink any coffee. Let me
I know. Right. You were really sick, man. I'm sorry. I hope you're feeling better.
I am.
Were you well enough for coffee today?
Yes, I was, and it made me happy.
Good.
It made me super happy.
Friend of the show, thehardtimes.net is back. The Hard Times is reporting 6 times. Oh no, this is a list. This is a list that we're going to read. It's 6 times snapping into a Slim Jim had dire consequences for my career. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Code Blue memes. Friend of the show, Code Blue memes says my dementia patient complaining about the male nurses putting in a Foley, and I don't remember this actress's name.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Look at Teeny.
And she says, "These gays, they're trying to murder me." K Thor Jensen, friend of the show at K Thor Jensen says, "My wife just said bukkake in front of the kids, to my shock. She then admitted that she didn't know what it meant and thought it meant like bullshit or something fake. And she had, quote unquote, said it in meetings.
Oh, fuck.
I made her Google it, and now she's having a panic
attack. Like you do.
I got 2 more memes for this round. Hardtimes.net is back. Friend of the show, The Hard Times. They're having a huge day today on the show. There's a picture of another punk rocker, which, by the way, a lot of punk rock in this episode. And I want to point out that I have this patch, this Dead Kennedys patch. It says, "As a Dead Kennedys fan, I have some strong political opinions that stop in the mid-'80s. Because seriously, man, any boomer who's listening to the Dead Kennedys, then you have to know the song "Let's Lynch the Landlord." And finally, for the penultimate round, leaving only my post with the most, we have Moist Buddha and Trash Can Paul. Moist Buddha, boasting the moistest Buddha. They repost Juliet at Dogfighting, who says, "I want a Breaking Bad sequel where Skylar remarries and the exact same thing happens again." That would be so fucked up. And that's it for my round 3, the penultimate round. Back to you. It's so fucked up. And that's it for my round 3, the penultimate round. Back to you, TD.
Boom. All right, let's finish this up. Was this what I was starting with, or was that later on? I thought I had a couple before this.
Wait, hang on.
I do, yeah.
Lo siento, querido.
Yeah. Friend of the show, my favorite jarhead, former boss, Philip Boyer, repost from Gen X. It says, "When you got beef with someone, just send them this pic. They know what's up." Well, if they're old enough. And it's a picture of Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding, the famous picture where Tanya's skating past Nancy thinking, "I'm going to break your fucking kneecaps, ho."
Yeah.
Did
That
make
was
me
a
want to get
wild
one
fucking time, man.
They were when our celebrities just brutally hit each other instead of
Goddamn. Why? Okay, moving on.
There you
Friend of the show once again, Jason Jester, friend of the universe.
Hey.
Just says oops. And it says, "When you let out a bean burrito fart, but forget to check if someone's behind you." And it's a picture of Dr. Crusher and Captain Picard from Star Trek Next Generation. And Crusher's in the foreground. She's got this very concentrated, concerned look on her face. And Picard's behind her going, "Oh my God." He just hunched over and making this face. And yeah, that's a bean burrito fart. Either that or he's going, "That ass though." Okay.
Nice.
Hey, what can I say?
Dr.
All right,
Crunch.
friend of the show, friend of mine, Samantha Sam Wiedemann says, people from the north, I can't live in the south, 100 degrees is too hot. People from the south, I can't live in the north, 30 degrees is too cold. People in the Midwest, when it's 100 degrees one day, 30 degrees the next, rain, snows, and tornadoes all in the same week. Oh,
So say we all. So say we all.
I say, I don't hear none of you fuckers complaining or arguing with me. All right, moving on. Papa Wolf and Krampus post a picture of the original Morticia Addams from the Addams Family. You this cute little smile on her face, and you know, dimples, but she got this look on her face like, I wish a motherfucker would. And it says, just because I'm smiling doesn't mean I like you. I might be picturing you on fire. As a
Yeah.
guy who works in customer service, I am often picturing people on fire.
Isn't that one of those performance hacks? Like if you get nervous in front of people, you should just picture them all on fire.
Yeah, on fire and naked.
Wow. Ooh, that adds a layer. All right.
Hey, I got a weird fetish. Don't kink shame. All right, moving on.
Oh, dang it.
Friend of the show, Noelle at Madam Cole, baby. She says, I too am a victim. I met someone from Ohio. He is in fact corn. Because Ash Stutz says, do not ever arrange to meet someone IRL who is from Ohio. They are corn. Ohio, inhabited by corn.
And Children of the Corn. We're in Ohio, pretty sure.
Moving on. Internet Hall of Fame, friend of the show, at Internet HOF, repost from this one guy, I'm not gonna butcher that fucking name.
Gross
Says
Dorian.
Thank
Gross
you.
Dorian.
Thank you. Says the fact that people used to deliver pizzas before GPS is so absurd to me. People were really calling up a pizzeria like, I want a large pizza delivered in 30 minutes. I'm gonna give you a house number and a random street name. Good fucking luck.
No shit.
Dude.
That's how it was back in the day, man.
Dude, I remember standing in front of the map on like my first night on the job doing that. And like I was ripped. And in walked this guy in a red jacket and the red, like, little beanie hat, the way the uniform, and like Santa Claus, white beard, Santa Claus, little round glasses, Santa Claus. And I'm ripped. And he just looked at me and he could tell I was bewildered standing in front of the map. And he goes, what address are you looking for, buddy? And I like told him the address. And he goes, oh, that one's on my route. And I go, for presents?
we all would have done it. I know I would.
Turned out Gaylord was a postman. He was a post forward.
Oh.
Anyway, and a professional Santa Claus all year long. But dude, I learned that like totally ripped. Oh man.
All right, next up, got a few more here. Friend of the show, Michael Greco, just says, my brain randomly and frequently since 1999, you and me, baby, because it's pictures of the Bloodhound Gang, musical group Bloodhound Gang, and their monkey suits in the video for the song You and Me, Baby, Ain't Nothing But Mammals. Yeah, that one.
Oh,
Bad
wow.
Touch, that's called.
Deep cut, but I'm there.
Deep cut.
Wow.
And now I don't even care. That's gonna be stuck in all y'all's heads for the next 3 days.
Dude,
Moving on.
I am not going to actively avoid ever seeing this video. And I like that song. Thank you.
Friend of the show, Fucked Up Foods. At Fucked Up Foods. Post a picture of a sandwich shop. Got a sign, black sign with a white font and a orange square, looking very familiar to some other website.
On
Says
brand.
Sandwich Hub. Sandwiches that'll make you come.
Yeah.
I like that sandwich is singular in the sentence. Sandwich that'll make you come.
Yeah, sandwich that'll make you come. Yeah, don't get the French dip, folks. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. All right.
Doesn't work the same with two. You need one sandwich.
One sandwich.
That's right. This is a lonely thing that we're doing.
You know,
That'll make you come.
I gotta tell you though, man, that line, I'm surprised that line has not been used. I'm surprised that's not already a global brand slogan right there.
I mean, he's got a point.
Although I'm having some new rebranding ideas about Facebook for the Blind now that I'm looking at this.
Well, there you go. put that one on the pile. Friend of the show, Tim Joseph, says, I think my dog is getting a little too bougie, because the picture of this turn of the 18th and 19th century dog, got his top hat on, his smoking jacket, his starched collar, he got a pipe hanging out of his mouth. Says, Benson, please bring me the finest carpet. I would like to drag my anus across it. I think this is one of my dog's ancestors. All right, moving on.
Nice.
The Geeks, Nerd, and Dorks group post a picture. It says, I'm going to say Candyman 5 times, while my homie says Beetlejuice 3 times, and we're going to make them fight.
Nice.
And someone else commented, WWE announcer voice, and here comes Bloody Mary with a steel chair.
Oh, that is a movie. Oh my God. We're going to be able to have that. Pretty soon I'm going to be able to just read that into an AI and watch that movie.
Oh, dude, I would totally watch that.
We're going to do this.
All right. A couple more here. Almost done.
Whoa.
Canadian Fletchy at Darth Pingu, friend of the show, Canadian Fletchy, just says, I have now. Says, I know you believe you've seen the worst shoes ever, but no, you haven't. And it's a picture of these high heels that have cow print, horse hooves, and 6 shooters for the heels.
Wow. I mean, I can see mentally where that's better than a stiletto, but not in execution.
Like, yeah, there's probably a lot of support in the front. But no, I ain't with it.
Boys, I hate this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that took away my buzz. Like, I'm almost sober.
Oh,
right.
dude, why'd you point that out?
Sorry. This is the last one I got for round 3 here. Friend of the show, Deborah M. At Ideal Piper is who she's reposting from. Says, very soon therapists will stop showing ink blots, but instead they will show you memes and ask, how attacked do you feel? Or it do or don't be like that sometime.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, the sad part is that's gonna happen. Hey, that's my round 3, leaving only my post with the most.
Lovely.
Over to you, Mr. Sizemore.
Aw, that's my dad.
Hey, I could have called you Colonel.
all right. I'm not in your parents' business. So this first one is a shot from Labyrinth, passed along by friend of the show, Vahe Hove, the guy who makes the best stand-up memes, he says. And we have the monster Ludo with Jennifer Connelly from the movie Labyrinth. And the monster is like 9 foot tall. Ludo is labeled guy who runs an open mic in a gas station bathroom. And Jennifer Connelly is labeled new female comic. He's got his oh, this one got a lot of traction. A lot of female comedians in the Bay Area resonated with this meme for some reason. Moving along to friend of the show, Lorna Batters. Lorna, you're a sweetheart, and thank you. You know what for. She has posted this image of a voodoo doll next to a tiny little plate of tacos and some tiny little alcohol bottles, and somebody is making the voodoo doll drink the little mini alcohol bottle of vodka, and it says, whoever is out there doing this voodoo on me needs to stop. I've seen it. I've seen Lorna in the throes of it, man. Like, yeah, she's being possessed by the Loa. Lorna's very Scottish, and friend Brett says, don't blame the voodoo, blame your ancestors. So who knows? Here we have a picture of Baby Yoda holding a green cookie-like thing with like a tiny nibble out of it, but looking up with a really blank face. And it says, when you take a free sample and pretend to care about the product.
I'll come back.
Rebecca's commented, this is me at Costco. Moving on, friend of the show, Knuckles Butt Moan, posted this picture which has 5 transforming beings, and it says, "I'm joining the war on orcas." And we see a diver, then becoming a stretched out diver, then becoming an orca, then becoming an orca, and it says, "On the side of the orcas." Joining the war on orcas. A lot of people feeling that last week. That was a very popular feeling last week. Friend of the show and founder George Cruikshank, soon to be married in less than 24 hours, and produced George Links, has this image of 3 orcas and says, "Born to swim, world is a fuck. Chinese sink 'em all, 2023. I am Sea Beast. 410 million sunken ships." I don't know if this is supposed to be like a fake concert poster or rally or what. I don't know, but whatever. Orcas. This is a picture of an early ancestor of a spork, I believe. We see a fork embedded into a spoon, which, if you think about it, means it's bad. it's labeled, so this original spork that's useless is labeled when you have multiple talents but you're still useless. I think I'm definitely putting this image into our iconography for this week. Friend of the show Joe Klosik says a guy working at the cafe was giving away a free cup of coffee for the best answers to his question. My question was, why did the band choose the name Coldplay? My answer was, because Bed Bath & Beyond was already taken. I got a free cup of coffee. All right. This one's from friend and founding father of the show, George H. Cruikshank, who's going to George Links. So he has reposted the Sopranos Bada Bing posting group, and we see a picture of the 2 Sopranos. Tony's talking to one of his underlings, and it says, "Christopher, some of Janice's hippie friends are coming to town in this mystery machine and trying to bust our business. I need you to dress up as a monster and scare them out of Jersey." That was fantastic. We have here Steve Buscemi doing the thing from 30 Rock where he's doing the 21 Jump Street and he's infiltrating, and it's labeled "Companies During Pride Week." He's wearing a rainbow t-shirt and he says, "How do you do, fellow gays?" Which I loved. This one, of course, recycled every year, and we've got, it's that time of the year when all the corporations do rainbow logos, and here we've got Umbrella Corporation. Our business is life itself. Skynet, neural net-based artificial intelligence. OCP. LexCorp. Wyland Yutani Corp, building better worlds. All your favorite bad guy sci-fi corporations. I recycle it every year because it's just so beautiful. Friend of the show, John Connon says, "There ain't a closet big enough for us all to get shoved back into." And he's waving the rainbow flag in his little avatar, which I thought was pretty good. My friend of the show, Maggie, who I saw today and asked for permission to share this, and we see a little red-haired avatar waving the rainbow flag, and she said, "It's Pride Month, baby. Time for me to be 69% more obnoxious." Perfect. We've got a big rainbow flag, and written across the front of it, it says, "Happy Bigots Shouting at Colors Month." It's been replied to by the boss off the office saying, "Why are you the way you are?" Here from friend of the show, David Rothman, we have a picture of a bunch of clergymen. I don't know what that is, a bishop, a cardinal. He's got a funny hat and a staff and a magic wand, and there's a whole bunch of them standing around. It says, "One group playing dress up has definitely hurt children." In the bottom are some rainbow drag queens looking fabulous. Anyway, next one here. That one really should have gone on the irreverent round. Knuckles Butt Moan, making a second appearance in the show from friend of the show, George Cruikshank. He's got a picture from the Wire Sheet posting, who is Omar Heisenberg. And it says, "Corporate America, when asked why they began supporting the LGBTQ community after legalization in markets where it's profitable." And we have rainbow Instagram, rainbow Star Wars, and the character from The Wire, Rainbow Monster Energy drink, and says the character from The Wire says, "I'll take any motherfucker's money if he gay." Obviously been changed from I'll take any motherfucker's money if he got any. Give away, but it's anyway if he gay. So and actually I saw one more, but it's, for some reason I can't find it, and it's just like this bam 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 on the door, and the door busts open, and it's this image of a person labeled as every corporation right now with rainbows on it, and says, "Give us that gay money." And that wraps up my penultimate round 3 on Facebook for the Blind for the beginning of Pride Month, June 6th, January 2023. To you, Mr. Michael, probably have to unmute. Stop playing your Japanese pachinko game over there. And
So
share
no,
your-
I was pulling up a video for you.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. How embarrassed are you right now? I'm hoping that I can figure out how to share this so the sound will also be shared.
Mm.
Oh wait. I think I got it. Nope, not that one. Hold on. I have to do it this way. It's not that one either.
Dude, you're taking all my lines. You're stealing all my lines right now, Michael.
I know, it sucks.
Yeah, the technical
All right.
difficulties bit. We've seen it. We know
No,
it.
it's just hard for me to find it. Hang on.
Love you guys so much.
I don't know why it's not on this list. There it is. I got it. All right, here we go. All right. I'm going to try to play this, and I hope you can hear it. Can you guys... Did you see what they
trashed the
did?
iceberg to get the seal off of it.
Yeah, and they all like
Woo!
they
Hunted-
yeah, it's
hunted
rough.
his
And
pack.
when you watch it from the beginning, I turned that sound off. You see 1, 2, 3,
They run recon.
4. They all run recon, and then all 4 swim side by side underneath the ice like shelf thing.
Oh, an
and,
iceberg, like an iceberg shelf. Yeah.
Yeah, and just thrash it so that they can get to the seal. Man, this is like, no kidding, one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen. Like,
You know, that does help us make a lot more sense of the orca stories from last week, though, man. If that's like natural behavior,
Yeah.
a lot more sense of the orca stories from last week, though, man. If that's like natural behavior,
yeah, this is what they do. All right, here we are, the final round. Post with the most, and this is a picture of somebody walking up the stairway to heaven, and they have a briefcase with them, and it says, "I'm telling Jesus, you're defending billionaires on the internet." This was absolutely my post with the most this week, coming to you from anarcho.spirituality, friend of the show, anarcho.spirituality. No defending billionaires on the internet.
I'm
All
telling
right,
you.
TD, let's see.
Which
What's the
reminds
post
me
with
of
the most?
the classic Hank Hill having a talk with Bobby, and he's just like, "Bobby, you know what's not cool? Simping for billionaires on the internet, Bobby." And he's just like, "Bobby, you know what's not cool? Simping for billionaires on the internet, Bobby."
That's right.
This my post most comes from me. I just said, "Where's the lie?" And it's a picture of those little strawberry wrapped candies that you find in every old lady's purse.
Oh yeah.
It says, "No one has ever bought these. They don't exist in stores. One day you become a grandma, and a crystal candy dish full of them appears in your kitchen, and you never run out."
Oh,
So true.
Lovely.
That's just fucking- they're
Lovely.
always there.
Always there.
America.
And I like them.
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
too.
they're good.
I'll admit it.
I remember them from those like samplers. What were those samplers you'd get at the mall?
Oh yeah, the meat and
Christmas time?
cheese things you get at the
Mhm.
holidays.
Yeah, and you'd only get like 2 or 3 of these strawberry things, and it was like, what?
Yeah.
post. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Crazy stuff. All right. My post with the most from new friend of the show, Chairman Burr Bernanke at Bone Condor. And we have a picture here from medieval ages of a rack torture device. A couple people there, and they got ropes tied around them, and there's a person like pressing on it and stretching it out. And it says, I bet there's a couple seconds there on that medieval torture stretcher rack where it feels incredible.
Sad part is I've actually thought that myself before. Like,
I think we all have.
just
all
get that
have.
good pop in the back and then let me go.
Yeah. That was sent to us from friend of the show and frequent audience contributor and participant and all around good guy, Craig Smith. So that was my post with the most for June 6th, 2023. And I believe with that, we have completed a fully and wholly responsible LLC constituted end of the show because we did it all and tick, tick, tock, tock, blah, blah, blah. I'm done.
Love you, George.
Recording stopped.
All right.
Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.